astrology events. Oh wait, the grand fixed cross. Let's go into grand fixed cross mode here. Okay. So Jupiter in Taurus squares Pluto in Aquarius. That's going to be May 17th. And Taurus and Aquarius are both fixed signs. It makes the first of the three major aspects this year. So with the square Pluto, it wants us to take it to the limit. So Pluto is going to push to the limits until you break, right? Because it's about transformation. Pluto is all about transformation, and breaking has to happen in order to transform. We'll be following our ambitions with confidence and perhaps a bit too much because Jupiter is squaring with Pluto. So remember that other conversation we had about whatever Jupiter touches, even if it's something too much, it'll expand it, right? So we'll be following our ambitions with confidence, perhaps a bit too much. With the planet of blessings on our side, we can surely win big, but if our bids for power are not grounded in ethics and morals, we could lose even bigger. So once we're aligned with the collective good, these planets will support us in taking leaps toward our true potential. In Taurus, so both the planet of Jupiter and the North Node collectively will be in Taurus on June 1st. And it's like the second key aspect. Basically, what the North Node represents is the point of destiny in one's chart. So collectively, it will manifest as some kind of point of destiny on a collective scale. This auspicious meeting in the sky illuminates our purpose and reveals the meaning of life. Our outlook has dramatically shifted these recent years. And what we have learned I'm saying this wrong. Hold on, let me regather. What have we learned? Is it valuable to us? And how does that shift the direction we're headed in? People who come into our lives now may affect us forever. We'd be wise to take note of it all so we can stay on the right track. By the way, with the cross thing, it's going to consist of Leo, when Mars moves into Leo. Right now, Mars is in Cancer, the sign of Cancer. So when Mars moves into Leo, that will be the time around the 17th where it will form that grand fixed cross. Then I forgot where the other one was, because then there's Scorpio's South Node would complete the cross. Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius. Like we just did the Pluto. Yeah, I already talked about that already. I don't know why I'm bringing that up again. So
you just love talking about Aquarius.
I do, actually. I'm very self-absorbed. Stupid Leo rising. Fucking little. I'm cursing. Anyway. But yeah, and we got that new moon in Taurus that'll be on the 19th, and that'll be a big thing, a theme of stabilizing. What do you want to keep around? What do you want to get rid of? What's going to take you down the path of fulfillment? Now, there's two different types of fulfillment, and this is why I feel it's very crucial to know one's birth chart so that you can get better insights as to maybe what your inner soul might be seeking that you might not be fully in tuned with, right? Because we always get into this, well, I don't know about everyone, but I know for myself, there's a lot of times where I will lose focus of what is it that I really want? Like, what makes me really happy? What actually fulfills me? Do I even know? Is it something emotional? Is it something financial? Is it something that is more simple? Or is it something that's more expansive, more adventurous, right? Because we're constantly on the journey of finding fulfillment, and everyone's state of fulfillment will be different depending on their soul. And because no one wants to get to a point where eventually down the road, years later, they're not happy. It's like, shit, what did I do? Like, I wanted to do this. This is what I wanted. So why didn't I go after it? You know?
Yep.
And I mean, it's not to say it's the end of the road, because I personally believe in reincarnation theory. So I think that if this life doesn't turn out fully the way that we anticipate, I think we'll get another chance in a different life. Maybe.
Yeah, I believe in that sentiment of like whatever you resist persists. So whatever we're not grasping now is going to come back at some point.
Yes.
Um, so that can be motivating in its own way, or you can also see that there's always an opportunity,
Yeah.
a window of opportunity for the things that you want to go after in life. Like you
Yeah.
may have missed this boat, but there's another one coming along. So
That's so true.
it's an important timing to pay attention to because of that opportunity manifesting for people and
Yeah.
being able to make deeper connections to your purpose.
You know, that's something that mentions in my having my Venus in Pisces in the 8th house. My soul destiny or desire of my destiny point in my chart desires connections, deep bonds and deep connections. That's what I truly search for.
Mm-hmm.
I seek out deeper connections and bonds that go deeper than just, that have more depth than just this superficial reality or mundane life. It has to have depth. Otherwise, I don't find a reason for living, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
That's just me. That's my personal,
Yeah, I believe in you have to be aligned with what's authentic for you for it to be valuable and meaningful. Otherwise, you're living a life meant for something else.
yeah, that's true.
Sometimes you have to go through that to be able to understand what it is you really truly want.
That is true. That's true. It's like the path of it's along the journey, it's difficult because you're constantly trying to figure out, okay, is this a fear of mine, or is this something, that I deep down want, right? But I'm purposely trying to push away because of a fear that's deep rooted? Or is it really something that doesn't resonate with me? It's just so weird. And that's why it's like so important, right? We were talking about um, really needing to go deeper into ourselves emotionally. And it's during those transformative experiences that are severely painful to go through. But that's the only way to reach that point of truth.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
only way out is through. So you have to go through all the goo, through all the stuff to be able to get to the other side.
Yeah.
And it's part of, the hero's journey or anything that's worthwhile is going through the tough stuff.
The tough stuff.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. Choo choo. Yes. What? Is he why can't you what? Yeah, okay, no, but that's I like to talk in a southern accent.
You go and get child.
You got two ladies and they know how to walk, so you know how to get your own water. Water. You get your own
Whoa.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've heard all my voices before, haven't you? Have you?
Most of them.
Most of them.
Most of them.
Majority of them are southern. I don't know
Fun.
why. Maybe I was a southern woman in a past life. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe, and just coming out.
Southern Belle.
Past life regression. Share the load. Info packets. I don't know why I did that. Oh.
Oh, there. No, you're still there. And you are a chicken.
I know.
You're no longer a human.
Well, there's chickens in my backyard, so I have plenty of practice. I should start singing, pretend this is like my microphone. I just don't know what to sing.
Like Dolly Parton. Working 9 to 5.
I don't really know much Dolly Parton.
You don't know Dolly Parton?
No, not much.
I need to smack you.
I know, I deserve a smack. You know, I do. I deserve a spanking.
Oh.
It shows us. You know me.
Get it. Da, 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 da. So,
Tell us about new moons. What is a new moon?
well, new moons are associated with newness and beginnings. It starts a new cycle. So there's a lot of intention that you generally want to put behind like the new moon. It gives you an opportunity of something to bring into your focus to work on for that next cycle, and then you manifest it when the moon is full. Usually you can see the fruition of your efforts from that cycle. So there's a lot of excitement, I think, from the newness of a moon. What wasn't working from your previous cycle a lot of the times, and see like, okay, so this, if you take a moment to review, like you can see what wasn't working and what you want more of.
Yeah.
What you want to call into your space. It's just it's a good time to bring something different to that place and time.
Yeah.
You can do that at any point in time, but it's nice to be like aligned with that because it energizes it differently, I think. Yes.
So we're all energy. We're all just living energy. Energy cannot die. You can only transmute energy.
So the new moon, you said, is in the sign of Taurus this time?
Yep.
Or coming up, not right now, but coming up on Taurus. So it's exciting stuff because there's a lot of Taurus energy.
Absolutely.
You want to talk about what that represents or what we could work with?
Let me go get my handy dandy notebook.
Your handy dandy notebook?
Yeah. I'm taking pointers from Steve.
Yeah, that took me back to Blue's Clues.
Yeah. So I have a book. You can get this book anywhere. It's really awesome, especially for basics. It's called The Complete Guide to Astrology by Louis Eddington. So I believe they carry these at any bookstore, or you could probably find it at the library, I'm sure, and then some.
Yeah. Or somewhere on the interwebs.
Yeah, or even on the web, online. There's some good websites like Astro Cafe or Astrology Cafe, Astro Seek, and there's a couple other ones out there too, but those are the main ones. let me go ahead and. So Taurus is a night fixed earth sign. So another thing about astrology and the zodiac signs is that there are night and then there are day signs. Aries, for example, is a day sign. Taurus is a night sign, and Gemini is a day sign. Cancer is a night sign, and so on and so forth, right? So, and Taurus is ruled by Venus in her material world incarnation as goddess of the manifest. So, Taurus represents the head and horns of the bull. And it's a stage of life that realizes the connection with the physical world. Scorpio is the sign that is in polarity to Taurus, and the two complement each other very well, even though they are polar opposites of one another. Because polar opposites will create a whole most times, right? Because one is lacking something when the other has that. And, but anyways, so Taurus is all about building. You build, enduring, pushing through. Because when you think of the symbol being a bull, bulls are strong. They are built they're like, you can't take them down. They're very solid. And they can work very hard and go through a lot and handle a lot. Taurus is associated with the throat and the vocal cords. So the gemstone most associated with this sign is emerald. Now, when I say the throat and vocal cord, I would say that when these big transits come up, a lot of aspects in Taurus, pay attention to what you're saying. Pay attention to your throat chakra and the words that you are manifesting, because this is going to be something Taurus wants you to control your outbursts. Taurus wants you to learn how to be silent when you need to be silent. Think before speaking, because it's ruling here. Taurus is also associated with sapphires, and copper is the metal. Copper is a very healing, grounded energy to the human body. It's been known to have healing effects to the body, right? Taurus embodies animal wisdom, and that they have finely honed senses and are sensual, practical, and loyal. Not too much of anything. They know how to just give enough, right? And inwardly, they are deeply grounded, they're patient, and they're steady. But this can also lead the tendency to be stubborn or bullheaded and overly materialistic in the pursuit of security. Overly materialistic to a point where you're more worried about having security than maybe feelings, maybe emotions, maybe some kind of emotional thing. You're more so tied to the dollar signs or the 3D, okay, financial, whatever. When you have to learn to balance both sides to truly feel happy, and then figure out if you're not at that point, then figure out how you can create that balance in a healthy manner.
I have a little bit of insight too from my little lunar oracle about the Taurus new moon. So it says when the new moon is in Taurus, it says this relates to your emotional and material security, and your sense of self-possession may need focus. And then it has an affirmation. It says, I am one with the earth and feel its strength beneath my feet when I look up into the sky. I pay heed to the earth and trust its ancient rhythm and cycles to support me.
Mm,
I think in a lot of ways we're needing that grounding. Like things have been really chaotic for the last few years. I think a
yeah.
lot of people are wanting to have a feeling and sense of being on stable footed grounding
Yeah.
to be able to move forward in the next phases of life.
Oh yeah, for sure. And just it's a new era. It's a new paradigm shift, really. Um, it's really odd too, because like there's some years where it's like you see changes, but it's not really that much of change. And then there's other times, like now, like this year, where well, it makes sense though. Why, right? Because numerology has some significance. It's five, right? 2023, you just add the last two. It's 2 plus 3 is 5. However, but if you're going
So
to
it's
add the
also
first two, that'd be 7.
Mhm.
So, ooh, that kind of reminds me. So there's meanings to like numbers, right? We were talking about this too. Yes, 5 meaning change is coming, transition. 7 meanings are syncing with the universe, alignment of the universe, opening the heart to higher consciousness. Awareness of the self is what the number 7 could represent. So you combine that with the number of change, it definitely aligns. Because in order to realign and to become more aware of yourself and become more in sync with the universe, there has to be many changes made in the way that you've always been.
So we also have the 5 for the month of May.
Yeah.
And then the 7 is kind of like, I guess, the energy of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that lines up at all, like with the Chinese zodiac, with the energy of the rabbit?
Mm, yes. Year of number 5 and the year of major transition with it being in the year of the rabbit, because we are in the year of the rabbit right now. Rabbit is known as very fast. Rabbit is known as constantly on the move. But rabbit is also known to be very paranoid, very always on the lookout for danger, which rightfully so. Rightfully so. It has to be in order to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But the story behind the Great Rat Race, or the Great Race in Chinese, to explain the zodiac hierarchy of who came, the race. I think Rabbit was third in the race. Forgot who was first. I think the rat was first actually, but he cheated. That's why. um, but Rabbit, because there was I think Rabbit saw a fox, or no, Rabbit was doing something, saw a fox, and instantly tried to take off, and the fox almost got the rabbit, but she's like kept running and running and running, and the rabbit continued to run without even paying attention to what was going on. Dragon, because dragon is one of the zodiacs, right? The dragon came down in between the rabbit and the fox. The dragon stopped the fox from chasing Rabbit. Rabbit didn't notice it though. Rabbit did not realize that Dragon came in to save him and stop the fox. He thought the fox was still chasing him. But he made it to the finish line still. But the whole time he thought Fox was still chasing him. But anyway, that's the thing about the rabbit. They're very wise, they're very fast, they're quick witty, but they can get in their heads sometimes, and their fears can sometimes get them to have a harder time to just be free, truly free, and not always tensed up. But they're usually better at change, and they're better at going through cycles, going with it, versus some people that might have a harder time, or other signs, not people, versus some other signs or animals that would have a more difficult time going with that fast change or movements of shift. So
Interesting.
yeah, it's very interesting, all the stories that come with it.
Yeah, I like the stories behind that. It's really cool to understand it on a different level. Because, like, you see, I don't know, restaurant menus that give you like the 3 words about
Yeah.
the animal, and then you don't really know much, or you know, so
Well,
that
it,
that changes a lot about what it means, I think.
it's kind of like those I would compare to, like, remember back in like the day, the girly teen magazines would go off of, if you're a sun sign this, it's the
Yeah.
same thing, like with those, like on Chinese menus or whatever, or when you go somewhere and they just have like little descriptions, like you're barely touching the surface. Like you are just basically making like a barely an indent as to what that really represents and how much encompasses what really resonates to you as a unique individual soul. Do you know what zodiac sign you are? A Chinese zodiac?
I'm a dragon. I don't know what element off the top of my head. I want to say earth, but I'm probably wrong.
I think you might be Earth. Let me see. I can actually look it up. Earth Dragon, yes. It was Earth Dragon.
Nice.
Yeah. And your personality is confident, intelligent, enthusiastic. Lucky numbers 1, 6, and 7. Lucky colors gold, silver, grayish, white. Lucky flowers bleeding heart, glory bower, and dragon flowers.
I have no idea what any of
I have
those flowers
no
are.
idea either, but I thought I would say it anyway. So interesting. Like, I mean, all around the world, throughout all civilizations, they had some form of reading the stars
Mhm.
and interpretations of like literally the map of your birth, a birth map to each individual.
Yeah, and like Celtic has trees associated for their zodiac, and like Native
Hmm.
American has animals, and there's the Mayan. So they
Mayans,
all.
yes. Oh my gosh, I love the Mayan one. That one's really super fascinating. And then you can find out your universal number or tone, earth tone.
I
It's
haven't dived into that one. That sounds cool.
it's really neat. And then there's an Egyptian one. Did you know that? They have an Egyptian one
I
too.
was gonna ask, I'm like, does Egyptian culture have one? Because there's
Yes.
not, I would assume they do, but I haven't recalled seeing one
Yeah.
associated to that.
Yes, they
I believe.
definitely do. Yeah. And then obviously Vedic astrology is going in line with Hinduism. It's super fascinating because in Western astrology, the North Node is known to be a benefic, a good destiny point. In Vedic astrology, North Node is called Rahu. Rahu is not known necessarily to be a good thing. Rahu is not looked at in a beneficial way in Vedic astrology because Rahu is represented by the dragon head. It's like the Ouroboros or the Ouroboros,
The
uh,
snake eating its
the
own
snake
tail.
consuming itself, yes. But Rahu is the dragon head who has no body. K2 is your south node. It's the south node, K2.
Mhm.
Represents your past life. It's the body that has no head. So they
So does
are
this
one.
kind of like, that's an interesting concept.
Yeah. Right?
Because does that mean like essentially it's not fully formed, so it's just a head?
Yes, that's right.
Like whereas like the past part is fully formed and
But there's no head.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah. So, but it's almost
interesting.
like you're coming here, your past self is your past self, so it will always be a part of you. But
Hmm.
you're in a new life cycle. So you are going to form another different self, right? Within that time. But as you do so, you will have your past lives still there going along with you. And as you just, and it just is a cycle, because they definitely believe in reincarnation and they believe in Akashic records, right? Which are the past life records, um, people from your past life, karmic connections, soul contracts that were made for, or soul contracts that repeat themselves. So when you meet certain people, sometimes it's like, they say there's people you might meet where it's like you feel like you've known them before, like you something familiar about them. It was too easy to get, to just get, mesh with them so easily, and it could be a complete stranger. So usually that could point towards maybe you have some past lives together, past life karma together, soul contract. And then as you live out more lives, you'll create, depending upon, how much you network, how many people you meet, new people you meet in, every life. Some will stay and they will agree to sign more contracts with you to help you learn through certain things. I don't know. These are all theories, but I think it sounds quite legitimate to me. I can make sense of it. I can see how that would help aid the process of ascension.
I love Avatar. I got really into that for a minute.
Yeah.
You have a favorite character?
I haven't seen that show enough to develop like a favorite, but I will say this: when it comes to Dragon Ball Z, I like Goku a lot, but I loved Vegeta so much for some reason. And
I
I
have
think,
no idea who they
oh,
are. I
okay.
didn't watch Dragon Ball Z.
Because, okay, oh my God. So Vegeta is like, because his character is like, he's like very avoidant, and he's like one of those tough guys, like silent and introverted, but super powerful. And he has a really bad temper. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, why do I go for the avoidant types? Like, the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I kind of go for that too.
There's an air of mystery.
Mystery.
A mystery. Ooh! Well, I just thought of that Pretty Woman scene where she's like,
I don't remember that scene.
where she's,
Or the meltdown.
where she, what's his face? Richard Gere, like he does the thing, he gets the like the pearl necklace or something. He opens it, and he's like this millionaire guy. She's just like a pretty woman, from Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
And
She's just like a pretty woman.
She's like, oh, and then he's like, she's like, oh, like he closes it.
You like went through that scene so fast. I love it. And she was like, and then he was like,
We're gonna think I'm absolutely crazy. That's okay. I'm here for your entertainment.
I love it.
Sure.
Being here.
Of course.
Thank you for being a friend.
Running from the road and down again. I'm like, some kind of road. Thank you for being a friend. Running road and back again. And if you feel a party, invited anyone you knew, wait, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.